What if the company, built to save us from dangerous AI, has quietly become the very thing it was created to stop? What if they deleted a single word from their mission statement, just one word, and hoped nobody would notice? And what if the man who started it all is now suing them in court? This isn't a theory, this isn't gossip. Every single thing I'm about to tell you is documented, on the record, and hiding in plain sight. This is the story of openAI. And once you know the full picture, you will never look at artificial intelligence the same way again. Let's go. December 11th, 2015. San Francisco. A group of the smartest, most powerful, most well-funded people in Silicon Valley sit together and decide to do something that sounds almost naive for people this rich and this ambitious. They decide to give it away. Not their money, not their companies, their AI. Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Ilya Sutskever, Greg Brockman, these weren't students. These weren't dreamers with laptops. These were people who could build the future. And they looked at where AI was heading, toward trillion-dollar corporations, secret research labs, and a handful of companies controlling the most powerful technology in human history. And they were scared. So they built a nonprofit, no shareholders, no profit motive, $1 billion pledged with one mission: develop artificial intelligence for the benefit of all of humanity. That was the dream. Now let me show you what happened to it. By 2019, the cracks were already showing. Building cutting-edge AI isn't cheap. We're talking billions, then tens of billions. So openAI made its first compromise. They created what they called a, quote, capped profit subsidiary. Investors could now make money, but only up to a limit. The mission still came first, they said. Then November 30th, 2022. ChatGPT. 100 million users in 2 months. Microsoft showed up with $13 billion. The valuation started climbing. The pressure to grow, to compete, to win became impossible to ignore. $6 billion raised in 2024 at $157 billion valuation. Then $40 billion more led by SoftBank, $300 billion. Then $500 billion. $500 billion for a nonprofit that started with the words, unconstrained by a need to generate financial return. Right. Here's what nobody talks about loud enough. When the people who built something start walking away, that tells you more than any press release ever could. Ilya Sutskever, the man who literally made ChatGPT possible, the technical genius behind openAI's core research, he co-led their AI safety work. Gone May 2024. But not just gone, he founded a new company. He called it Superintelligence. Think about that name. Think about what it means that the co-founder of openAI felt he had to leave to build something safe. Then Jan Lake, who ran the superalignment team with Ilya, resigned hours later. He cited, and I quote, an erosion of safety and trust in openAI's leadership. Then Daniel Kakataglo, from the governance team. He said he had lost trust in openAI leadership and their ability to responsibly handle AGI. Then Miles Brundage, head of policy research, said it had become hard to publish on all the topics that are important to him. Then William Saunders, safety researcher, who quit after seeing openAI, in his words, prioritizing newer, shinier products over user safety. One by one, the people who built the safety culture, gone. By early 2026, essentially none of them remained. And it's not just insiders speaking out. The godfather of AI, Nobel Prize winner Geoffrey Hinton, the man who built the scientific foundation that makes all of this possible. At his Nobel Prize acceptance speech, his most prestigious moment, the highest honor in science, He didn't celebrate, he warned. He said he was, quote, particularly proud that one of his students fired Sam Altman, a Nobel Prize winner, used his greatest stage on Earth to publicly celebrate someone getting fired from an AI company because he saw it as a win for safety. And then he went further. He said plainly, quote, over time it turned out that Sam Altman was much less concerned with safety than with profits, and I think that's unfortunate. Unfortunate. That word from a Nobel Prize winner about the most powerful AI company on the planet sounds almost understated. But the most damning report, it came from Wired. Their investigation revealed that openAI's own economics research team was no longer doing real research. They were acting as, and this is an internal farewell message from a researcher who quit, their employer's propaganda arm. Not a critic, not a journalist, someone who worked there, who was leaving because of what they saw. And when that came out, openAI's chief strategy officer sent a memo, said the company should, quote, build solutions, not publish research on hard subjects. Translation, don't publish anything that makes us look bad. November 2023, the most dramatic week in tech history. The board fired Sam Altman. Not a shareholder revolt, not a lawsuit. The board, the people legally responsible for openAI's mission, looked at their CEO and said no. They cited safety. They cited honesty. They said he wasn't being candid with them. Ilya Sutskever, the co-founder, delivered the news himself. He had reportedly authored a 52-page memo accusing Altman of lying, manipulating executives, and fostering internal division. But within 5 days, Microsoft applied pressure. Investors revolted. 745 of openAI's 770 employees signed a letter threatening to resign en masse. Altman came back. The safety board was dismantled. A new, business-friendly board was installed. And just like that, the one moment the mission almost survived was over. Fast forward to 2026. openAI signed a contract with the United States Pentagon, military AI, classified systems. Anthropic, their closest rival, had been offered the same deal. They said no. Their own ethical guidelines wouldn't allow it. The Pentagon blacklisted Anthropic as a result. openAI took the contract. The reaction inside their own walls was explosive. Employees chalked messages on the sidewalk outside headquarters. Where are your red lines? You must speak up. What are the safeguards? These weren't protesters. These were people who worked there. And now, the thing that should stop you cold. openAI's mission statement, the document that defines what they are, what they stand for, what they were built to do. It has been changed 6 times in 9 years. The original said, develop artificial intelligence safely for the benefit of all humanity. The word safely in every IRS filing, every founding document, every public statement. The new mission reads, openAI's mission is to ensure that artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity. Safely. Gone. One word quietly deleted. No press conference, no announcement, no explanation. Nonprofit accountability scholar Onur Ebrahim wrote, and I want you to really hear this. I believe openAI's makeover is a test case for how we, as a society, oversee the work of organizations that have the potential to both provide enormous benefits and do catastrophic harm. And then, as if to put an exclamation point on everything, in November 2025, openAI added a free, ad-supported tier. The nonprofit research lab, founded to ensure AI benefits humanity, free of commercial pressure, free of financial motive, was now showing advertisements. So, what's really happening at openAI? The godfather of AI left Google, just so he could speak freely. The co-founder left to build a company literally called Safe Superintelligence. The researchers who built the safety culture gone. The board that tried to enforce the mission removed. The word safely deleted. And Senator Maria Cantwell said something to AI companies that now sounds prophetic. We need to ensure that the progress of artificial intelligence is not exaggerated to the public, because it will undermine the public's trust in this technology and its applications. OpenAI didn't fall apart overnight. It didn't collapse. It didn't implode. It drifted, inch by inch, dollar by dollar, one restructuring, one mission update, one deleted word at a time. And here is the question I need you to sit with, not debate, not scroll past, sit with. If the people who built the most powerful AI in history don't trust the people running it, why should we? That's what's really happening at OpenAI. And the story is far from over.